We've done this before. We'll figure it out.
Hey! Welcome, everybody, to Live from the Owl's Nest. I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
And together we are Royalwise, computer software training and support specializing in QuickBooks Online, Microsoft Office, and
all things Apple.
Okay, so I missed last month. I apologize. And then Alicia didn't know how to do the intro.
It was so funny. It's like we went to the intro and I completely blanked. I'm like, wait, I've literally never done the intro.
Yeah, I went back and watched it. She didn't even mention I wasn't there. She just went straight to, I have a guest and let's talk. And
they noticed you weren't there.
Who noticed?
I'm Matthew noticed.
They.
And Mariette noticed.
Very good. Well, hey, they are my fans. We love they. So welcome to September. We've made it. Summer's over suddenly. I'll tell you, Portland and Pacific Northwest is weird. We literally had a week of 100-degree weather, and then the very next day it was autumn. It was just like,
well, we lucked out because the rest of the country still has summer. I'm happy that it's only 70 degrees outside.
We're back to 85 next week.
Oh, shh.
And I talked to a client in Redmond, and they've just been smoked out. Luckily today the AQI was better, but pretty much in Oregon, either you're 100 degrees or you're covered in wildfire smoke.
AQI, Air Quality Index, for those of you not in the know.
I don't know what's going on. So we're here. We're back. We're excited. We just got back from a weekend in San Francisco where Alicia was doing yet another spectacular presentation for a conference. This conference was, let me see if I get this right.
It's a long title.
The NCPACA. Yep, which I learned out was the National Council of Philippine American Canadian Accountants.
Yes, it is.
Look at me.
Yeah, and I found out at the very end they actually call it NCPACA, is what they actually call it.
Oh, so we sounded ridiculous the
whole time.
NCPACA. I'm sorry, I should have said NCPACA.
Right. Well, it was a meeting of Philippine accountants and tax preparers from the Americas and from Canada. They've actually recently gone global. But they brought me in to talk about how to use QuickBooks Online for accountants because most of them are doing the tax prep side. They don't have their hands on QuickBooks or they don't touch their client files. And so they wanted to know what QuickBooks was all about. So they flew me down and I got to spend a few hours with them and have a table and get to talk to the community. And
super nice people.
Yeah.
Really, really a lot of fun. They know how to party. They know how to give out plaques, and
I got a plaque for speaking for 45 I've never gotten a plaque for speaking, much less for a 45-minute.
People were walking around with these big medallions on ribbons, like they'd won the Olympics. It was kind of fun.
It really was.
It was really, really fun. And of course, we escaped and had some nice cocktails and a couple of nice food adventures in San Francisco. So that was wonderful.
Yeah, Jamie's reward for going on these trips with me is that he gets to go look at the best eater lists for the city that we're in, and then he gets to pick a couple places to go to. So we actually did a mini food tour on Saturday night.
If you're in San Francisco, stop by True Laurel in the Mission. Oh, so good.
Yeah, that place was great.
It was awesome.
My cocktail was memorable.
And I'll tell you, the Pacific Cocktail Haven, the PCH, on Sutter was also just, I think it was the wildest cocktail bar I'd ever seen. The list of cocktails and the ingredient lists were technology level.
Well, I see how you worked that in there.
And I was told it was the perfect weekend to be in San Francisco. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it was Burning Man and everybody was out of town. Because everyone in San Francisco was at Burning Man stuck in the mud. So we had the city to ourselves. Not, kind of.
Right.
Okay. So what's going on in the Royalwise world? I feel like summer's just taken me away.
And summer's been accelerating me. I just started a new podcast with Hector Garcia.
Oh, that did happen.
I
remember
that
happened.
We've been talking about it for a really long time. And then all of a sudden we're just like, all right, we're doing this. And so our second episode just dropped today. So for those of you who checked it out last week, please do visit again. Make sure you subscribe and check it out.
And it is called the unofficial QuickBooks podcast for accountants.
Close.
Oh.
The unofficial QuickBooks Accountants podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. So every single week, Hector and I are going to break down Intuit news, new feature roundups, app reviews, our own commentary. And if you know me and you know Hector, you know we got commentary. So it's going to be super, super fun. So please, 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 wherever you listen to your podcasts, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or Pandora or I don't even know what the other
Stitcher,
ones are.
iHeartRadio. Just don't worry. Wherever you do your podcast, do it. Because I'll tell you, I'm going to give a big congratulations and a celebration that 2 days in after the first episode, they ranked number 10 on the Apple Podcast Business News list. And then within a week, they were number 5 on the Apple Podcast Business News Top 10. So that's a pretty good start. I think we're doing pretty good.
So if everybody who listened to the first episode also listens to the second episode, and all of you who haven't subscribed yet, then subscribe. Hey, maybe we can make it even higher up the list.
There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and just sneak in here and just say, well, my podcast is going to put out its sixth episode, number 6.
What's your podcast called?
Oh, JMac Fixes Everything. But you can find that on YouTube. Go to the Royalwise channel on YouTube and watch it as a video cast, and or check it out on Apple Podcasts. And we haven't ranked it all, so there you go. So,
every time I listen to it, I learn something. So it's a really good podcast.
I don't have a lot of Apple stuff today, so I'm going to share something that I did with a client today that I thought was kind of a neat way that technology can be used. So just kind of they were trying to take pictures of items they're going to put on eBay or Amazon or whatever, but they didn't want to touch the camera to make the shutter go click. And so I did some research and I found out that you can say, and hopefully nothing turns on right here. If you tell, hey Siri, and tell them to turn on voice commands, it's an accessibility feature, and then say, hey Siri, open the camera. Oh, stop it. Sorry, my watch, whatever. And then you say, hey Siri, open the camera. Then you can actually just say, turn up the volume, and it'll take a picture for you.
Why does that work?
Well, because when you're on your phone, you can actually take a picture holding it this way, pushing the up volume as the shutter, right? So when you're in the camera, you can use this button to take the picture.
I bet a lot of you didn't even know that.
So there's your first little tip. But they wanted to put the camera on a mount over where the lighting was and where the item was, and then go back over to their computer to get certain, to see it better, because you can't see the camera because the mount was in the way. So we were using Zoom and mirroring the phone into Zoom, so it was on the computer, and then voice controlling, taking the picture by saying, turn up the volume, turn up the volume, turn up the volume, dance. Oh, well, no, that's not what we were saying. But anyway, just say, turn up the volume, and it would click the picture. And it was amazing.
That's a really cool trick.
Yeah. All the little tiny details and put them together like a puzzle.
Yeah. And then you can also snap your phone through your watch as well.
If you have an Apple Watch, you could use your watch to take the picture. There we go.
Yeah, those of you with Fitbits are right out on that one.
Oh, we're equal opportunity technologists around here. Don't be down on the poor Fitbit people.
I'm not down on the Fitbit people, but you can't take a picture on your iPhone with a Fitbit.
There we go.
Right.
So what else is coming up for you?
I am debuting a brand new class this coming Tuesday for QuickBooks Checking and the Cash Flow Center, which are 2 parts of QBO that I have never talked about or maybe touched on in my other classes, but I've never dedicated any time to them. I'm a big fan of QuickBooks Checking and its envelopes. A lot of people aren't sure, why would I open up another checking account? I already have an operating checking account. So I'm going to break down all the really good reasons why you can, and all the slick integrations that QuickBooks Checking has with your QBO. Like, it integrates with QuickBooks Payments, and it integrates with payroll, and it integrates with sales tax, and it gets 1.75% APY interest, which is better than I get from my operating account at Bank of America. So I'm going to show you the ins and outs of using that. And then there's the Cash Flow Center, which allows you to see your predicted income and expenses so that you can plan ahead. So I'll do some showing off of that. So that is on Tuesday, September 12th. But if you hear this later on, or you can't make it on that time, register for the class anyway, because all of our classes are not just live webinars. They're recorded. You have lifetime access. They're evergreen. So when I teach the class a couple of years from now, you'll actually get the updated content.
You can always watch our classes on demand, whether we just recorded it, it's been in the library for a while, on-demand video training available all the time. And I'm going to say, she loves the envelopes. She really, she says she loves things and she covers them and she trains people on them. She loves the envelopes.
I move my money around every night while we're watching TV. I really do. And and of course there's one CPE as well.
Yay!
Yay, so-
Continuing education credits are awesome.
Yay. All right. And then things to come. On September 26th, I have a special guest, Tanya Hiltz, from, I don't have her company name in my head, something with cloud in it, but she's from Canada, and she's just absolutely amazing. She was the Firm of the Future winner back a few years ago at QuickBooks Connect, and she's going to be coming onto the OWLS to talk about value billing and value pricing. And what that means is that if you are somebody who bills your services hourly, where you work and you track your time and then people pay you for that time, you're limited in your income. You can only make as much money as you have time for, or jack up your rates. So Tanya is going to be talking about alternative pricing strategies where you are priced for the value that you bring the customer, and you're rewarded for the problems that you solve for them and the expertise that you bring to them. And so your effective hourly rate goes way, way up. So if you want to learn how to implement value billing, subscription pricing for your company, and it doesn't, we're going to be talking about accountants, but it's good for any business. So that'll be on September 26th. And so if you're in one of our channels that has the links, they'll be in the links below. If you're not on one of our streams that has the links, then just head over to royalwise.com and click on the calendar, and you'll see the September 12th and the September 26th classes.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
So coming up in the Apple world, this isn't necessarily me, but for the Apple folks out there, Apple is having an announcement event on Tuesday morning. So just next Tuesday at 10 a.m., 10 to 12, there will be a new Apple announcement event. We've already been told about the new operating systems coming out in June for the WWDC. We heard about Sonoma, Mac OS Sonoma. We heard about iOS 17. We know the iPhone 15 will be announced, and so we'll finally see what is going to be special about the iPhone 15, 15 Pro, 15 Pro Max, depending. Other than that, we don't have a lot of information on what to expect. I'm hoping that we hear about a new iMac or an iMac Pro with an M2 processor, maybe a 32-inch iMac is one of the rumors. Right now, they only make a 24-inch iMac. That's the only iMac that they offer. They don't make 27 anymore, just 24. So if they're going to make a
32-inch iMac.
Oh, it would be huge.
That's like a TV sized.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would be. Okay. Other than that, we don't know. Maybe new Apple Watch Ultra Pro or something. You know, let's go nuts with all the mini Max Pro Ultra.
Oh, we're going to get into the ABCs again, aren't we?
No, we're not.
We're not.
Not going into
well, my prediction, putting on my little genie hat, is that Intuit just announced Intuit Assist, new tools using AI to help you analyze your books, do your taxes, send out your MailChimps. My prediction is that Apple announces something involving their AI plans, because that's what everybody's doing. That's what all the cool kids are doing.
That's cute. I mean, I like that. I mean, but Apple's been using AI with Siri since day one. AI is not new to Apple, and Apple's been leveraging that for Siri for a long time. When iOS 17 was announced, they announced two things. One, Siri will be greatly improved. I wonder if that's through AI. And they're going to drop the hey.
Oh, really?
So no more. It's just Siri, da-da-da-da-da. You don't have to say, hey, Siri, da-da-da-da-da. So they're dropping the hey out of the hey, Siri phrase.
But, like, there's so many words that have Siri in them. Like, what if I talk about being serious?
Oh, yeah.
Is she gonna wake up
and if your roommate's name is Sarah, you're in trouble.
You're
Hey, Sarah.
Right.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. It's absolutely mind-numbingly rough. I don't know. We'll have to see. Maybe it gets better. What the client I did the turn up the volume thing with this morning, her phone wouldn't let me hey Siri it. It had to be her voice.
Ooh.
Which I really liked.
I like that.
I like that. So you got to make sure you train your hey Siri for your voice.
How do you do that?
Normally it's on punch setup. When you first turn on Siri, you've got to go through some voice commands. And if it's not that way, always you can turn off Siri, turn back on, and reset everything and start anew. But I'm assuming in iOS 17 we're going to have better controls or better ways of setting it up.
We definitely have to do that to our HomePods.
Every HomePod in the house, right?
Right.
Exactly. I know. That's fine. I kind of like it. Okay.
I like being able to make your phone do things.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Okay. What else? Are we done?
I think we're good.
Yay!
Yeah.
We've done it again. I feel really like the Owl's Nest is a lot of fun, and Oh, we just get to distribute some.
I don't know
we
if that
didn't
went
even
on the
say.
mic.
I didn't even say the magic word. What is Siri trying to do to me? Okay.
One of our series is
I can't even
to us.
tell.
I don't know if you guys can hear it.
I can't even tell which one it is. Doesn't even matter. But with that, I'm Jamie.
I'm Alicia.
This has been live from the OWLS Nest, and we will
see you in class.
See you in class, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.